Hello everyone, welcome to our next interview session at Swiss Cyber Forum. Today we are going to talk about cybersecurity positions in Switzerland and challenges, of course. Therefore, we have invited Alexandre Horvath, who is sitting next to me. Alexandre is Chief Information Security Officer at Cryptix in Zug, and we will ask him about his profession, position and challenges in Switzerland. Alexandre, you are working as a Chief Information Security Officer at Cryptix in Zug, and before you have worked for DHL Allianz. What are the biggest challenges for CISOs in Switzerland?
Well, I think there are several topics, but I guess one big one is still that you have to adapt in all kinds of different frameworks like GDPR or data privacy. Those are big topics which a security officer should definitely also have on his radar. What's also important is actually that you get the board behind you. A lot of CISOs are there kind of, well, because you need one, but they're not really involved in any kind of bigger decision, which is not a good thing. What is also good is that when bigger attacks happen, like last night when Twitter accounts were actually hacked, that's obviously, well, it's often a board topic or in between, and so they know that things can happen overnight, globally.
Wow, that's very interesting. Thank you very much for the insights. And as you know, cybersecurity is a new field for our community. What would you like to advise to someone who are looking for a career in cybersecurity? Well,
if I look back at my career, there were not that many cybersecurity study possibilities, which now you can do, which is a good thing. You can also do on a Swiss federal level now exams since last year, so that's also a good thing. You can actually also join the army, and to there join actually the army force in Switzerland, which is also a very good well, kind of entry point. If you really want to start into the professional life, I think consulting is really also a good way to do, because it's basically you can see a lot of different companies, you can see what is good, what is bad. Hopefully you can also follow somebody, a mentor or well, your superior, who can also tell you a lot about security. So I think that's also a good way. That was actually also one part of my career, how I could learn and develop. And what is the most important, and which a lot of well, educational firms actually are trying to do, is the practical part. So you do a lot of theoretical exams, but after that you can, on top, you can do a practical exam, which I think is really good, because if you want to behave like a hacker, you shouldn't just do it on a theoretical level. It's good, but you should also understand how it's really done on a machine, on a console. So I think those are good things to bring to somebody who really want to start in the cybersecurity field.
That's absolutely right. And how do you think that we can attract more young people in cybersecurity?
Well, we have to show them that security is also getting more and more involved in their personal life. As I mentioned before, when like a Twitter account is hacked, or Instagram or wherever, and a lot of young people are using that kind of services. If they join cybersecurity, they can protect that, and yeah, so that they also really know how to behave with data. And I think in future, data will be more and more the asset for everybody. So it has to be protected. And so if I look on the long term, cybersecurity professions won't shorten. So I think you're investing in a good field. It's quite secure as well. It can be stressful from time to time, but I think well, it's better than just to have a 9-to-5 job and then go home.
Wow, great. Thanks a lot. And this is my last question. Do you have any advice for today's business leaders to build a cyber secure company in Switzerland, also in abroad?
That's a good question. It will be hard to, especially in real time, if you're a really big company, to also analyze stuff. So therefore you need any technology or help. Use artificial intelligence, build up your kind of virtual army, at least to figure out what happened, what kind of vulnerability was breached, what kind of data was actually spread out. Even if it's an insider threat, it's even worse. But then try also to do kind of a profiling of users. You have to be fast. You have to know what's happening in your network, and use also a lot of tools, also on the regulatory side, as I said before. Build secure application.
Alexander, thank you very much for your time. It was my pleasure to host you today, to talk to you and get your insights. To the audience, thank you very much for watching.